These are some of the problems which I have taken from IXL in regards to trigonometric identities. Let's practice these questions. If sine theta is equal to 4 over 5 and theta is between 0 degree and 90 degree, what is cosine theta? Write your answer in simplified rational form. So we will use the identity over here is sine square theta plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. So this is the identity which we will be using over here. Okay, so let me substitute the values over here. So I've been given the value of sine theta as 4 over 5. So I'll write 4 over 5 whole square plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. So next step will be 16 over 25 plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. After this, I will subtract 16 over 25 from both the sides. So my next step looks like this. Let me keep my writing pad properly. So next step will look like cosine theta is equal to 1 minus 16 over 25. So you can use your calculator for this. So this is your calculator over here. So I'm doing 1 minus, and this is your fraction button over here, 16 over 25. And your answer is 9 over 25. So now we ended up with this cosine square theta is equal to what? 9 over 25. Now the question is asking me the value, value of cos theta. So I will take the plus and minus sign. This is my cosine theta is equal to plus minus 3 over 5. Now in this case, now this is the part which comes into play over here is, now this they are talking about quadrants. So as you all are aware of this, in quadrants between 0 and 90 degree, this is your first quadrant, this is your second quadrant, this is your third quadrant, and this is your fourth quadrant. So I will be using this quadrant in all of my problems. 0 to 90 degree, this one is yours 90 to 180 degree, and this is yours 180 degree to 270 degree, and the fourth one is 270 to what? 360 degree. So 270 to 360 degree. What happens over here is, in this quadrant all are positive. This means all trigonometric ratios are what? They are positive. In the second one, only what? Only sine. In the reciprocal is what? Cosecant. They are positive, rest are negative over here. And in the third quadrant, only what? Only tan, tangent and its reciprocal cotangent are positive, while in the last one cosine and secant are positive. So in this case, now since the question is saying between 0 and 90 degree, all are positive. This means sine, cosine, tangent, all are positive. So my answer will be what? My answer will be cosine theta is equal to positive 3 over 5. So this is the answer for this problem over here. So let's look at question number 2 over here. Question number 2, if cosec theta is 5 over 3 and theta is between 0 and 90 degree, what is sine theta? So this means when we are talking about 0 and 90 degree, I'm talking about first quadrant, and in this I will know all are my positive. This means sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, cotangent, all are positive. So now I have to use an ident. Now what I can do is, as you all know, cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sine theta, or sine theta is what? Reciprocal of cosecant theta. Okay, so in this case they have given us cosecant theta. Now they have given us cosecant theta is 5 over 3. So what will be the reciprocal of cosecant theta? Because we have to find what? Sine theta. So your answer will be what? 3 over 5. This is the reciprocal of this. Now the next question comes is between 0 and 90 degree, and I can see everything is positive over here. So this means we will take positive 3 over 5. This is the answer for this problem. If cotangent theta is 8 over 15 and theta is between 0 and 90 degree, what is cosecant theta? Step number 1, you should use your quadrants over here. Now, because of the writing pad, the way it is kept is not coming clear. So this is your first quadrant and it says 0 to 90. This means all are positive. So now what is the form? Now I have to use an identity for this. Okay, so identity is the one which we have already used in the last concept over there. So our identity is tangent square theta plus 1 equal to secant square theta. No, but we can use the next one where it says cotangent square theta. I'll write it over here. We know. So which identity we are using? We are using this identity. Cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to what? Cosecant square theta. So let me plug in the values over here. 8 over 15 whole square plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. Now what I will do over here is, ladies and gentlemen, I will take the square root on both the sides. Now do keep in mind, when I take the square root, it will be plus minus over here. This will be cancelled out. Now what I can do is I can type my entire value in the calculator and I will get the value of what? Cosecant theta. But do keep in mind, we have to be bounded by this interval over here. So let me use my calculator over here. So this is your radical sign and fraction. So here you go, 8 over 15. So this is yours, 8 over 15, and that's a square over here plus 1. My answer is 17 over 15. So cosecant theta is what? Positive 7 over 15. So our answer is plus minus 17 over 15. But as you know, since it is in the first quadrant, what will be your answer? Your answer will be what? 17 over 15. That's your answer for this problem 3. Let's look at this question over here. Now, in this case, if secant theta is negative radical 2 and the theta is between 90 and 180 degrees. So I have to draw my all the quadrants over here. But this time what I'm focusing on is I'm focusing on the second quadrant, because second quadrant is 90 to 180. Okay, and you can see it. Look at the interval over here. Now what happens in this second quadrant? Only sine and cosecant are positive. Rest are what? Rest are, I'll write plus VE like this. Let me write it over here. Are positive. So this means what? Tangent is negative over here. Okay. So I will need the formula. I'm using the identity over here. We know. So the identity which we are using is tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. How I know how to use this identity? Look over here. I've been given secant theta and they are asking from me to find tangent theta. So this is how I know which identity to use. Okay. So what I will do after this is, first of all, I will subtract 1 from both the sides. I will have tangent theta square theta is equal to secant square theta minus 1. So let me write it first of all. Secant square theta minus 1. Now I know the value of secant square theta. That's yours negative radical 2. Now no, it's the value of secant theta. Since this is a square, it will be a square minus 1. Okay. So let me rewrite my next step over here. So tangent square theta is equal to negative radical 2 times the square. It should be a positive 2 over here. Positive 2 minus 1. After this, I will take the radical on both the sides. Plus minus. So I got tangent theta is equal to plus minus radical 1. Which means what? Which means plus minus 1. Now, is this the answer? No, this is not the answer, because now we have to check between 90 and 180. What is tangent theta? Tangent theta is negative. So your answer will be what? Tangent theta is equal to negative 1. This is very important. Okay, so your answer is what? Your answer is negative 1 for this. So let's go to another question over here. Try to solve on your own and then you can check my answer. Now in this case it says if cosine theta is 15 over 7 and theta is between 0 and 90 degrees. So let's first of all work out with our quadrants what happens between 0 and 90 degrees. So this is your 0 to 90 degree over here. Okay, what happens? All are positive. Okay, so now I need to know which formula I will use to find this tangent theta. So I know one of the identity, this identity which I am using, your identity is with tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to what? Secant square theta. That's the identity which we will be using. Why I use this identity? How I know? Because if you remember, I gave you 5 form. I told you in the previous part, we are using only these identities. One was sine square theta plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. Another one is this tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. And the third one is that these are Pythagorean identity. Cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. These three you have to memorize this. Okay, the reason why I use the second one is because I know cosine is what? Reciprocal of cosine is secant, so I can use this and I can flip it and I can get the answer. So let's plug in the values over here. First of all, what I will do is I will subtract 1 from both the sides. So my next step is tangent square theta is equal to secant square theta minus 1. Now, do I have the value of secant theta? No, but I have the value of cosine theta. Now, you all know if cosine theta is 15 over 17, what will be secant theta? You will flip it, so it will be 17 over 15. So in my next step, what I will do over here is tangent square theta is equal to 17 over 15, and that's a whole square minus 1. This is 17. So let me write one more step. Tangent square theta is equal to 17. What I can do is I can just instead of let me say one of the step over here. Okay, and I can use my calculator at one time. Let's pick this green color. So I can take the radical on both the sides. Now do keep in mind when you take the radical this side, you have to use a plus and minus over. Okay, let me rewrite it everything clearly. So this means whenever you take radical on both the sides, you will put plus and minus over here. The value of secant theta, as I told you, it got reciprocal. So 17 over 15 and whole square and minus 1. Okay, this will be cancelled out. So my answer is tangent theta is equal to plus minus. Now you can type this everything in the calculator. I'm showing you how. Take the radical button over here. Now make use of parentheses. So it is your 17. It becomes a lot more easy if you are using a calculator because calculator makes it easy for you and you can avoid lots of mistakes also. Now it says over here there's a square, so I'll write square and there's a minus. This is a minus sign and this is 1 over here. Now make sure you come out of the radical sign because we are done. So your answer is 8 over 15. See, straight away we got it, 8 over 15. Now the question is this, are these in, okay, so they are all in where? First quadrant. So we cannot take negative sign. So what we have to take? We have to take the positive sign. So your final answer is this. You can write it like this. Since theta is between 0 degree to 90 degree, so all are positive. So tangent theta is what? Positive 8 over 15. Now I got this answer over here. Before you start working on this question, what you will need is you will need your quadrant information. Okay, so now we are talking about what? We are talking about 180 to 270. So this is yours 180 degree to what? 270 degree. Now we have to find out which are positive over here, which are negative. So in third quadrant, what happens is only tangent and the reciprocal is cotangent. They are positive. Rest are what? rest are negative. Okay, so now question is talking about sine and cotangent. So the problem comes which formula I will use. This means which identity I will use. You remember I gave you three identity on the previous screen. Sine square theta plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. Second one is tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. And the next one is cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. You have to have used an identity which includes both of these terms. Which one? Sine and cotangent. So tell me which one. We cannot use this because there is no cotangent, so this is out of picture. What about this one? I know tangent is a reciprocal of cotangent, I can use it. But what about secant? Secant has nothing to do with sine, so we cannot use this. Let's look at this. Cotangent, yes, I need cotangent. What about cosecant? Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Yes, I will use which? Third identity. So let's write it over here. Use cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. Okay. Now what you can do, since this part over here they gave a sine. So what happens with sine? You know, if sine theta, if sine theta is negative 119 divided by 17, what will be cosecant theta? You will flip it. It will be negative 17 over 119. Mathematically, we say this is a reciprocal. So I will substitute this reciprocal where? Over here. So first of all, let's subtract 1 from both the sides. Most of the things what we'll do is calculator will do everything for us. So cosecant square theta minus 1, and at this place what I can do is I can take the radical right now. If I do radical over here plus minus, it will look like this to you, because we have to find the value of what? Cotangent theta. Okay, so cosecant theta is what? This is in the parentheses, negative 17 over radical 119 whole square minus 1. To type this in calculator is a little bit tricky, but you can do it once you practice everything. You can do this part. Okay, I will not worry about this plus and minus over here. I will take this radical, and then I need what? I need a parentheses and fraction. Do keep in mind this is a negative sign over here, and divided by what? Radical of 119. So let's come back over here. You have to make sure come completely out of the denominator part. Yeah, because if you mess it up, see, look, it exactly looks same. And this is a minus sign 1. Now to make sure you come out of the radical, there you go. And what is the answer? Radical 70 over 7. So my answer is over here, cotangent theta is equal to plus minus radical 70. Let's see what was the answer. Over 7. Now we have to find the final answer. So what is the final answer? So let's go and ask question from ourselves. In the third quadrant, only tangent and cotangent are positive. So my answer will be what? My answer will be cotangent theta is equal to positive radical 70 over 7. You remember why we took this? Because in this quadrant it says only tangent and cotangent are positive. So this is the answer for this problem. Now in this question they have given everything in radians. So whenever you see, the important thing is we are focused on this interval. Whenever pi over 2 means what? The value of pi is 180. So they gave you pi over 2 theta pi. What I told you pi is 180 degree. Replace this by this. You see, so you will automatically get what? You will automatically get the invert interval 90 degree. Theta is between 90 degree to 180 degree. So when I'm drawing my quadrants over here, this is my 90 to 180 degree. This means second quadrant. Now what happens in second quadrant? Only sine and cosecant, cosec are positive. Rest are what? Negative. So now the next thing comes is which formula we will use. We will use this identity. You remember I gave you three identities on the previous screen. Cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. The three identities which I gave you was sine square theta plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. Second identity was tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. And the third identity was cotangent square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. Okay, how I know? Look over here. They gave me sine theta, so first one is good. I have sine theta. They want me to find cotangent. It does not talk about cotangent. And cosine has no relation, so we cannot use this. Second one, tangent theta. I know that's a reciprocal, but what about secant? Secant and cos are reciprocal, but not sine, so you cannot use this. Bottom line, you end up with the third one. So, okay. So now let's do some little bit of math over here. Let's use this color. Now they gave you sine theta as 1 over 2. So reciprocal of sine is what? Cosecant. This means this part. So when you find the reciprocal, it is your 2 over 1 or just 2. So what I will do is I got my value of cosecant theta as 2 and I will plug in over here. Let's first of all subtract 1. So it is yours cotangent square theta is equal to cosecant square theta minus 1. Now I know what you were doing. I will take the plus and minus over here. So this is my plus minus. Cosecant square theta is 2. 2 square is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. My answer is radical 3. So now question comes is this plus 3 or minus 3? Positive 3 or negative 3? So in the second quadrant only sine and cosecant are positive. Cotangent is negative over here. So your answer is this. Cot theta is equal to negative radical 3. Now look at this quadrant over here. Do you see cot over here? Cot? No, you don't see. You just see cosec. You see sine. So that's not correct. Okay. Question number 8. It says if cosine theta is 2 over 3 and theta is between 0 to 90 degree. Because you remember I told you pi is what? Pi is your 180 degree. What is 180 degree divided by 2? 9. So this is your 0 to 90 degree over here. All are positive. No matter what is the answer, it will be a positive answer. Okay, now they gave us cosine theta is 2 over 3. And what is cotangent theta? Okay, so I will write the identities over here. You will tell me which one to use. First identity is this. Second identity is this. And third identity is this. So tell me which one you will use. Yes, you are right. Number one, we cannot use this because we have cosine. Cotangent has nothing to do with this. This one, I know cotangent is here, but cosecant is reciprocal of sine. This is cos, but we can use this one. So use this one. Tangent square theta plus 1 is equal to secant square theta. So what happens over here is, if cosine is 2 over 3, what will be secant? You flip it, it will be what? 3 over 2. And I will subtract 1 from this side. So I need to subtract 1 from this side. So next step looks like this. Tangent theta is equal to plus minus. I have skipped some of the steps. So this is yours 9 over 4 minus 1. Okay, so your tangent theta will be what? It will be yours plus minus. I will take it over here 4, 5 minus 4. It will be your radical 5 over 2. Is this your answer? First of all, you have to flip it so you can get what? Cotangent. Because question is asking what? Cotangent. Okay. Now what usually I tell you is use the calculator over here, so it will become a lot more easier for you. So I'm doing fraction radical 5 over 2. I'm taking this one away. So I don't have to write lots of steps. Now I don't have to simplify the denominator, rationalize the denominator. So it just came like this. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to do this one. 2 over radical 5. 2 radical 5 over 5. So my answer will be what? Cotangent theta will be what? Plus minus 2 radical 5 over 5. Now, in the first quadrant, everything is positive. So my answer will be what? Positive. That's my answer for this question over here. After this will be your assignment sheet based on the concept which I taught you. This is your assignment sheet over here. Okay, so from IXL under pre-calculus section or trigonometric identities, number 3 and 4, that should be done with this concept.